Hey everybody, what's up? Nate McAllister here from Evergreen Affiliate Marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the most overlooked tools for SEO on the planet, and that is Google Search Console. Google Search Console is free, so I think a lot of people just kind of overlook it because they're like, oh, Ahrefs is $200 a month and SEMrush is, these are great tools, blah, 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 and the free one. No, this is something that if they charge for it, I would pay whatever they asked. It is such a powerful, powerful resource. Google wants us to have this information because they want us to better optimize our content. So first, let's talk about what Google Search Console is. Google Search Console, first of all, is not the same as Google Analytics. Yes, they can be integrated together and you should integrate them, but Google Search Console shows us how our website is showing up in Google search engines. Google Analytics shows how customers or visitors are engaging with our website, where they're coming from, stuff like that. But Search Console shows us what queries people are looking for that landed them on our site, what things that we're showing up for and getting impressions for, what things people are clicking on that lead them to our site. So Google Search Console is all about the Google search engine and how our site is appearing on it. Okay? So one of the beautiful things about this is that it's perfectly accurate. Other tools, they're not as accurate. Even though many of them integrate with Google Search Console, Google Search Console is the truth. So you can go to Ahrefs and it might say that a blog post is getting X amount of visits. If it doesn't say the same thing in Search Console, it's wrong. Search Console is the gospel truth. So that's another reason I love it, is that it's just perfectly accurate. The other tools are nice, but a lot of times they're just ballparking data. Okay. So quick wins. I can't sit here and explain all about Google Search Console. You could take a full course on it. It's way less overwhelming than Google Analytics, but I'm going to give you a quick 80-20 here and show you a really fast way to improve the performance of specific pages that you want to rank better for. Okay, so what we're going to do is, after you've installed Search Console, come up in here into Performance, and we can now see down here we have a lot of data. We can see queries, and queries are the things that people are typing in that are getting clicks. We can see pages. These are all the different pages, and they're going to be ranked by the most popular ones first. And then we can see countries, devices, search appearance. Those ones don't matter as much to me. Really, I'm most concerned with pages and queries for right now. Okay. And then up here in these filters, you're going to be most interested right now just in web. You're not going to really worry about anything else. Web is all that really matters at the moment. But eventually over time, you can also see how your images are doing. You'll actually start to get a lot of traffic from images if you're doing your alt tags and all that stuff correctly. But for now, we're going to keep it simple. Let's go through one thing that I like to do. If I just made a bunch of changes to my site, like let's say that I sped up the whole mobile experience, or I did something that I'm really hoping boosted the overall performance of my site and search engines, right? So what I could do is I could come in here to compare. I can compare the last 7 days to the previous period, and I can see if my site's getting better or worse. Sometimes this is hard to swallow because a lot of times it gets worse. Okay, this week I actually did a lot better. Okay, so that's cool. So that gives me a big overview, right? But what about specific posts? Like, what about things that I want to see how a particular post is doing? So let's go to one of my big sites. Let's go to entreresource.com. And let's find a post. Let's go to this ConvertKit review. Okay. Now this is where you need to pay attention, because this is where the value comes here. All right, we're going to click on New. And then down here, we're going to come to Page. URLs containing that URL. Paste it. Now it's going to compare it again, and it's going to show the clicks from last week to this week. And I can see what is going up and what's going down. So my impressions are way up. My clicks are up, and my CTR is up. Also, my average position is down. You want that to go down, closer to 1 is better. So that means I'm going in the right direction, right? But what value do we get from this? Here's where you get the most value from this. You come into queries, and I can see what people are actually typing in that leads them to click. And I can do a couple of things. So as you see here, it's going to start automatically by filtering by clicks. So which one got the most clicks? What I want to do, though, if I'm really trying to improve, since I already have ConvertKit review in the title, it's already in there, so that's fine. I could see, what am I getting a lot of impressions for, but no one's clicking? Sometimes that means that the targeting is off, maybe the title is misleading, or Google thinks it's something that it's not. But other times there's things where I'm like, I could add that to the title, I could add it to the meta description, I could add it to the post more, I could add it to an FAQ schema, whatever it is. So this is everything that I'm showing up for, right? I'm getting a ton of impressions, for example, for ConvertKit pricing. Well, not a ton, but 106, right? So if I wanted to, I could add ConvertKit pricing into my meta description, and it might slowly boost the chances of me showing up for that. So I'm already showing up for impressions there, but let's see here. If I type in ConvertKit pricing, one thing you'll notice is that when it is mentioned, it's highlighted. Highlight. And those things that are highlighted, they're going to get clicked on more. So if I add that to my meta description, it'll probably help with clicks. If it helps with a few more clicks, it can help bump it in the position. And then the higher we get, hopefully, the better CTR we get. All right. But another thing we can do, if you have a site that is kind of hemorrhaging traffic and you're wondering why, you can come down here and filter by click difference and see which ones are going down. So for example, this ConvertKit discount code, my impressions are down by 8, right? So I'm, for some reason, going down on that. And that's fine. It's perfectly normal. No matter what the article is, you're going to bounce up and down. So this is just going to give you a good idea of what things you're appearing for that article. And then you can actually see which ones are driving clicks and which ones aren't. So let's do another blog post. And obviously you can only do this with your own website. I couldn't put someone else's website in here. You have to have access to it. And if you don't have a ton of impressions, it's not as insightful. Don't panic if your main keyword has gotten 20 impressions and no clicks. But once you have a lot of data, you can really start to get a good idea of, hey, I'm getting a ton of impressions and no one's clicking on this. I probably need to change the SEO title. All right, so here, let's search this one. This is an article that gets a lot of traffic, so this will be a lot more insightful. I'll be able to really make a lot better decisions because of the scale. So whatever's happening here is pretty reliable. Okay, so for this article, it's improved in the last 7 days. It's gone from 3.3 thousand clicks to 5.3 thousand clicks. The average position is up. But what I'm interested in here is the click difference. Which ones are getting more clicks and which ones are going down. So Search Console does two things. It helps us avoid losing traffic and it helps us get more. So we can see which things are falling and fix that and add those to our titles and metas and throughout the content. And we can see which things are doing really well and then we can maybe lean into those and do the same thing, right? Impressions last 7 days. I can see which impressions I've lost. So I can see impressions difference. I can filter it, reverse it, and I can see some of these things I've lost. That's fine. But basically, guys, what we're doing here with Search Console is we're seeing what our pages are actually ranking for and what they're actually getting clicks for. And if your main terms are in there and they're not getting clicks, you need to go through and mess with the title. Split test things, go through and do different variations, come up with new creative ways to get people to click. If you are really struggling, you're getting a ton of impressions and no clicks, go crazy. Make a wild headline. Don't just try to blend in with everybody else. Do something crazy and try to stand out and see what happens. All right, guys, that is it. That is Google Search Console doing this one little trick, searching for pages, seeing how you're moving up and down in impressions and clicks every week can dramatically improve your rankings over time. Just be sure to continually do it. And I will see y'all in the next video. Let me know if you guys want more about Google Search Console. We are just scratching the surface with it here. This is like the absolute base level Search Console stuff. It's really cool. It's not as overwhelming as analytics, but we can do more videos. Just let me know in the comments what you want to see, and I will make that happen for you. All right. See you guys later.